Hello and welcome to Early Morning Look at Banished. I figured I have watched other people play this game, but other people have said they didn't bother with the tutorials. Well, let's have a look at the tutorials. Getting started. Welcome to Banished. In this game you control a group of exiled travellers who decide to restart their lives in a new land. You'll have to help them survive. So here we are. Anytime during this tutorial you can access the options menu by pressing or escape. From the options menu you can save and load your progress, change settings or exit the game. First, get familiar with moving around the landscape. You can move the camera around. I've rebinded those keys. Also, to make it a bit easier. You can rotate the view as well. The Q and E keys. You can also rotate the view by holding the middle mouse button down and dragging the mouse left or right. Oh yes, you can. Oh, I found the zoom as well. But, you can zoom the camera in and out by pressing insert and delete. Scrolling the mouse wheel. You can change the pitch of the camera by pressing page up, push down. So, the keyboard keys are configurable and modified the options menu. Now that you're familiar with the movement controls, it's time to start playing. Okay. People you control need three things to survive: shelter, food, and a way to keep warm in the winter. You might notice that some people have this icon floating above their heads, the yellow house symbol. This means that the townsfolk don't have a place to live. You provide the townsfolk with places to live by building homes for them. First select the housing menu on the toolbar. Next select the wooden house on the toolbar. I have. Oh, the wooden house is there. Using the mouse, move the house to the highlighted area and press the left mouse button. Placing a building will leave a footprint where it will be built. To get the townsfolk to start construction, you'll have to collect wood for the structure. Stone. You can cut down trees and remove rocks from the landscape by using the destruction tools. Oh, they started already. Start by pressing and then that one. Click in the corner of the highlighted area and then drag the mouse to the other corner. Townsfolk will head to that area and start removing rocks and trees. While they are busy, you can place a stockpile where the citizens will store logs, stone, iron and firewood, and select the storage tools by pressing this. Select stockpile. Use the mouse, click on the ball and drag. The townsfolk will move the harvested rocks and trees to the stockpile. Once there are materials in the stockpile, the people will move logs and stone to construction locations. While any townsperson can cut down a tree or move materials from one place to another, some jobs require specialised workers on the means of construction. Tools. Professionals. Try to assign 2 builders by pressing the up arrow next to the profession. Builders can now begin construction. House. Just 1 house isn't enough though, you'll need 3 more houses to give the other families a list. Once again, click on the housing tool. House. Use the mouse to move the house to the highlighted area and press the left mouse button. You may need to rotate the houses to get them into place. This can be done by pressing T or R. Like so. 1 more house. Sometimes it takes a while for the people to deal with the jobs on the other side. If you're in a hurry, you can change the speed of the game runs out and start by pressing clock F1. Fast forward button twice. Try getting used to modifying the game speed. You can slow down, pause, resume, and speed up the simulation. Once all the houses are built, the tutorial will continue. So this is 1 speed simulation. This is 2 times speed. And 5 times speed. Go 10 times speed. That's the fastest. Looks like one of the houses is done. Great. You've built houses for all of the townsfolk. That may have seemed like a lot of work for a few houses, but now you know how to build anything. To build any structure, place a loading footprint. Citizens will clear the area and then collect enough resources to build the structure. As long as there are citizens assigned as builders, they'll take care of the rest. People are going to need food, otherwise they'll starve. They can acquire food in a variety of ways. They can hunt together, fish, plant crops, grow orchards, or raise livestock. If the people are close to starving to death, the hunger icon will appear above their heads. Since this town is near a river, the easiest way to quickly generate food is build a fishing dock. So we go, don't. The fishing dock must be placed on a river. Using the mouse, move the fishing dock to the highlighted area and press the left mouse button. Don't see the highlighted area. Oh, yes I do. Most buildings that produce food or other resources require workers. You can assign fishermen in the same way that you assign builders. Start by selecting the tools menu and then select professions. Assign 4 fishermen. You may notice this icon above some of the citizens' heads, question mark. This means that the workers you just assigned don't have a place to work. As soon as the fishing dock is complete, they'll start working there and the icon will disappear. Any window in the game can be moved around by clicking on the title bar and dragging it around. You can also close any window by pressing the X button. So you drag around anywhere. Okay. Whilst waiting for the fishing dock to be built, you can use the time tools to change the game speed to your liking once the fishing dock is complete with the tutorial. No, I just kind of want to watch them. I can hear the souls going. Okay, speed things up a little bit. If you build roads, people will move slightly faster as they move from place to place. Place roads by first selecting roads and bridges on the toolbar by pressing. And then select download. Using the mouse, click and drag from one end of the highlighted road to the other end of the highlighted road. The same builders that construct buildings will prepare the road for use. After they perform construction, the townsfolk will move faster on travelling roads. As the town grows and workers produce food and other resources from many locations, it's useful to see an overview of what the town is available. This information can be found using the overview tool. It can be found in the tools menu. The overview button. In the overview, you can see the amount of stored construction materials, food. Let's have a look here. You can see the amount of stored logs there. The current season. Number of adults, students and children. 11 adults, 5 children. Current weather and temperature. Stored logs, just moved into summer. Stored stone, stored iron, firewood, coal, tools. The food icon is here. Medicine and clothes. You can also see the current population. Alcohol. That population will be here. The average health, which is the hardest one, average health of citizens, and happiness stars. They are happy at home, as well as the current weather conditions. When food and other consumable goods are produced, they need to be stored somewhere. Until now, the people have been placing everything in the cart that they arrived with. You can place a storage barn that can hold more. Start by selecting the storage tools. Now select storage barn. Use the mouse, move the storage barn to the highlighted area. Rotate first, I guess. If you look at the overview tool, you can see that there aren't enough blocks left to build the storage barn. You'll have to cut down more trees for construction. Select remove resources by pressing. Next, select harvest trees resources by pressing. Using the mouse, click on the people also need a way to stay warm in winter. The easiest way to do that is to cut logs into firewood. To do this you need a place for a woodcutter to work. Start by selecting resource production. Place it. If the townsfolk are in danger of freezing to death, there's nothing looking above their heads. I'll see you there now. And if they are overly cold, the people will return home and go to the closest one building. This icon will also appear over homes that don't have any firewood available for heating. Now wait while the storage barn and woodcutter are built. You can use the time tools to change the game speed to your liking. Once the buildings are complete, the tutorial will continue. So they collect fish here. Some of them have gone off to chop down these trees over here. He's knocking down a little one. Okay, see what's going on there. Speed up. Just want to get the buildings done. Oh, it rains a lot here, just like the UK lately. Any sign of flooding with the rivers? No, it's raining again. You can always assign workers by using the professions tool, but you can also change them with workers when examining the details of the structure. Click on the woodcutter building to view the details. Assign one woodcutter by pressing up button. This does the same thing as changing the number of workers using the profession tool. A worker will now start producing firewood. He or she will move logs from the stockpiles to the building and cut them into firewood. The rest of the townsfolk will use the firewood to heat their homes. Now that the storage barn is built and carved and the people arrive with is no longer needed, you can remove it and anything else you build using the destruction tools. So you press that, and then that, remove structure. Using the mouse, do that. The workers will remove the inventory from the cart and then move it into the storage barn. You can use the time tools to change the game speed to your liking. Once the card has been removed, the tutorial will continue. Come on then. Move that card. With some maintenance and a little luck, a small town like this will survive for many years. The children will grow up, become workers, and have children of their own. New houses can be built, and the town can continue to expand. Little town, very little town. If at any point you need help with something in the game or a description of how building a town works, you can refer to the in-game help. You go there and then help. You can read some of the help reference or press next to play the next tutorial. It focuses on resource production and survival. So this will be the help here, and you can move it around. There's a gameplay overview there. Dirt roads. Tailor is needed to craft clothing. Herbalist will collect herbs growing in old forests. Hospitals can be built to reduce the effects of sickness and disease breaking. Markets can be used as central storage areas for citizens to collect goods. Trading posts. Schools, channels and cemeteries. Wells can be placed in the town both as a gathering area and as a means to put out fires quickly. You've got navigation controls there. The main toolbar explained. Simulation speed tools and reports. Homes and housing. Roads and bridges. Storage. Town services. Food production. Resource production. Removal and destruction. Options. Citizens. They are what make a town work. Without them, nothing can be built and the town won't grow. They need to be cared of as they go about their lives. If they're happy and healthy, the population will increase as citizens find spouses, move into new homes, and have children and grandchildren. The citizens have their own priorities as they go about their lives. They aren't mindless workers. Staying fed, staying warm, and being happy will make them work hard. Being sad, cold, or sick will cause citizens to idle, become depressed, or become diseased. Diseased. Citizens will go home when they are hungry. They'll stop in a neighbour's house to warm up in cold weather. When depressed, they will idle in places that make them happy rather than work. They will collect food and fuel from town stores to keep in their homes. It is important to keep these things in mind when building a settlement and to make an effort to make the life of each citizen the best it can possibly be. It's one thing to survive, but your townspeople perform best when they thrive. It talks about shelter, health, happiness, warmth. That's essential to surviving winters. The two major components of warmth are warm houses and clothing. A warm house is any house with an adequate supply of firewood or coal. Cold citizens will go home or go to the nearest heated house to get warm if harsh weather forces them to. Clothing made by a tailor and allows your people to be out in the cold for long periods of time. Education. Diet. Tools. The town will need a blacksmith to replace tools as they wear out. Nomads. Once your city has a town hall, a trading post and a market, groups of nomads will occasionally arrive in the town hall to request the citizenship. This is a great way to boost your population quickly. The likelihood of a disease outbreak may be increased after a group of nomads joins your people. And then something that shows the icons above their heads. The citizen has no home. The citizen is starving, and so on and so forth. Citizens and resources is described. Logs, stone, iron, firewood, coal, leather, wool, food, herbs, tools, clothing, alcohol. Buildings and construction. It's described here. Oh, winter time has arrived. Disasters. While a town is growing, disasters may occur that set back the town's growth. However, much of the destruction caused can be mitigated through careful preparation. Starvation, if there isn't enough food for all the citizens to eat. Some of them may starve and die. The weather. In towns supported by farming, crop fields and orchards may be seriously affected by weather. If it becomes too cold too early in the year, crops may be destroyed. These crops can be harvested early, or you can make sure the town has other sources of food as well as extra reserves. Freezing. If there isn't enough firewood or coal to heat homes, some of the citizens may freeze to death. This can be avoided by building woodcutters that are supplied by foresters. Stone homes can be used instead of wood homes to reduce the fuel needs, as they use less fuel for heating. Infestations. Crop fields, pastures and orchards can develop pest infestations. Nearby fields that are growing the same crop or raising the same animal may become infected once a pest infestation breaks out. When infestation do occur, you can harvest crops early or move animals to other pastures. Sickness. Citizens that are in poor health have a higher chance of developing sickness than citizens in good health. Good health can be maintained through varied diet of fruits, vegetables, grains and meats. If a good diet cannot be attained, herbalists can collect herbs that will help increase health and make up for the poor diet. Tornadoes. Very rarely, a tornado may form and move across the landscape. They can destroy crops and buildings and kill livestock and citizens. You can prepare boarding houses in preparation of a disaster like a tornado. They can house families temporarily while the town is rebuilt. Fires may break out in a town from time to time. If a fire does break out, citizens will carry water from the nearest source to reduce the time the fire burns, and hopefully keep it from spreading to nearby buildings. Okay. What's happened to my menu here? Disaster simulation speed. Tools and reports. Homes and housing. Wow, there's a lot of stuff here actually. Okay. Moving on to the next tutorial. As a town grows, additional specialised buildings can help make survival easier. In this tutorial you'll build a work area for blacksmiths, tailors, herbalists and foresters. You first place a blacksmith. The blacksmith is used to make tools for the citizens to work with. So start by pressing that and the blacksmith applies. Using the mouse, move the blacksmith to the highlighted area and press the left mouse button. So, Speed it up a bit. Oh, place a tailor. You press that button there, and then you press that button there, and you rotate. Want a herbalist next, so you press that button there, rotate. And the forester's lodge. Now that the buildings are placed, you can assign workers for each building, so there are tools, professions, and assign one blacksmith, tailor, one herbalist, and 3 foresters. All workers need tools to efficiently do their jobs. If a citizen doesn't have a tool, following icon will appear above their head. Tools eventually wear out and need to be replaced, but the blacksmith can make new tools. So click on the blacksmith building to view its details. The blacksmith will use logs of iron to make new tools. Here you can see the inventory of what the blacksmith has in storage for new tools. If you run out of materials, the blacksmith will be able to work. You can also control how many tools to make and put in storage by setting them. If the building isn't producing goods because the villagers will hit the limit of the year. You can enable and disable work at a location by toggling the work button. You can also change the product that the blacksmith makes. Using logs, iron, and coal, the blacksmith will produce steel tools that last longer than iron tools. Click on the tailor building to view its details. During the winter months, townsfolk stay warm by occasionally returning to their heated homes. With a tailor, you can help the workers ward off the cold and stay outside longer by crafting better clothing. The tailor can use leather or wool to make clothes or a combination of both to make them best. If you run out of the needed materials, the tailor won't be able to work. When this occurs, the following icon will appear above the building. So at the moment, you don't have the materials. Click on the herbalist building to view its details. A herbalist will collect herbs from the surrounding forest and will help the townsfolk stay healthy. The yellow circle on the ground around the building shows the area that the herbalist will search for the herbs. Citizens need a variety of foods to stay healthy, such as meat, vegetables, fruits and grains. If the townsfolk are not healthy, they are more prone to diseases. Herbs collected by the herbalist can be used to help keep the townsfolk healthy if their diet is poor. Herbs usually only grow near oak trees. This is something to keep in mind when you place an herbalist building. Click on the forester lodge to view the details. Rather than constantly clearing areas of trees to produce firewood, the workers at the forester lodge will manage the forest for you. Workers will plant new trees and cut down old trees in an area around the building. The yellow circle on the ground around the forester lodge shows the area that the foresters will work in. You can enable or disable the cutting of trees. When cutting is disabled, no trees will be cut down. You can also enable or disable the planting of trees. planting is disabled, no new saplings will be planted around the building. Foresters will also remove rock and ore that isn't now working trees to be planted. By using these buildings you can help make sure the citizens have tools, warm clothes for the winter, good health and replenishable forests. Press next to play the next tutorial and it focuses on food production. Okay. So as far as this video is concerned, do one more tutorial. Loading. There are many ways to produce food for the citizens of your town. Hunting, fishing and gathering can be used to harvest food from the environment, or you can clear the land and plant orchards, grow crops and raise livestock. Before food can be produced, you need to construct buildings and create areas for food production. You can start by placing a pasture for livestock. You go food production, add pasture, and then do the usual drag out box thing. While the pasture is being built, you can place other buildings. A hunting cabin can be used to designate an area where hunters should search for wild game. Hunters need either open fields or forests nearby to effectively hunt. So you go hunting cabin, use the mouse to move the hunting cabin, rotate. Similar to hunters, gatherers search for and collect food that is grown in the forest. So let the gatherers hunt. Gonna put it there. Farmers can work in a field and grow crops. Crop field. Box. Farmers can also work in an orchard that produces fruit and nuts. Orchard. Box. This crop field is currently disabled as indicated on the following icon. Ground. Select the crop field by clicking. To enable growth of crops, first you have to select the type of seed to plant. You can acquire more seed types by trading with merchants at the trading post. Select one of the crop types using the seed button and then selecting the seed from the drop down. It's got corn there. We'll also need to assign farmers to work in this crop field as the progress to 3. In the spring, workers will seed plants in the field and in the autumn will harvest the crops. You can direct them to harvest and by selecting harvest. After planting, the yield meter will show how mature the growing plants are and can be used as a gauge to determine how much food will be produced. You can disable or enable work at the crop field by toggling the work button. Like the crop field, an orchard will be disabled until you pick a type of tree to plant, so selected by clicking on it. And then to get workers to plant trees in the orchard, first you'll have to select a type of tree to plant. You can acquire more tree seeds by trading with merchants at the trading post. What shall we have? You can choose between apple or mango apple. Now I'm going to have number 6 in there. The farmers will plant trees and they will grow over time. It may take several years for the trees to produce fruit. Normally farmers will harvest fruit in the autumn, but you can direct them to harvest the fruit early by pressing the harvest button. You can cut down all the trees in the orchard for wood, or when you want to produce a different type of fruit, cut a button again. You can disable or enable work in the orchard by toggling the work button. After planting, the yield meter will show how mature the growing fruit is. Remember that the trees need several years of growth before they produce fruit. Select the pasture. To enable use of a pasture, first you'll have to select the type of animal to put in the pasture. Select sheep. You'll also need to assign herdsmen to work in this pasture. So I have 2 workers. If you want to move all the animals from this pasture into another pasture, you can press the empty button. To do this, you'll have to create another pasture that can hold the animals. to split the herd in order to increase the number of animals, you can press the split button. You can disable or enable work in the pasture by toggling the work button. If there are too many animals in the pasture, the herdsman will slaughter them for meat. You can control how many animals are kept in the pasture by changing the value of the slider. This allows you to quickly gain meat for food if the supply runs low. Click on the hunting cabin to view its details. Hunters will search the area around the hunting cabin in search of wild game. In addition to providing meat, hunting deer can provide leather which can be used by tailors to make clothes. You can disable or enable work at the hunting cabin by toggling the work button. At any food producing location, you can control the maximum amount of food to produce. Once the amount of food is in storage reaches the limit, workers will cease working. Click the Gatherer's Hut. Gatherers will search the area around the building in search of food that grows in the forest. As long as there is forest nearby, gatherers can be a good choice as the first type of food production to use in a town, as it provides a variety of foods quickly. Click on the fishing hut. Each building that produces goods tracks how many resources are produced each year. Click on the production button to view resources produced. The current season display shows how many resources have been produced so far during the current season. Fish 222 and 2 logs. The previous season display shows how many resources were produced the previous season for comparison. The previous season produced 565 fish. As the population grows, you need to expand food production to keep the citizens from starving. Producing a variety of food types will help keep the citizens happy and healthy. That's the end of the tutorial. Quite an interesting game, but just exploring the tutorials at the moment. I'm not in a big rush. So you've got, can't click and can't get any information out because I'm in the tutorials, but yeah. The sheep over here, the crops are growing, crop fields, the early stages of the orchard. Over here we've got the forestry stuff. Okay, that'll do it for this video. I can close that window. Newsberry. The tutorial. But this is Banished. It's quite an interesting game. I'll put the link in the description below.